we have some sad news that we have to bring here. Let's bring his picture up really quickly. Some sad news here. Snooty Wow have died. He was a rapper out of the Memphis, Tennessee area. He was killed in Houston, and I want to make sure I bring up and see what and read that article. He was a rapper, and the song that he was known for was it was a Yayo. I want to make sure. Hold on one second, because I got the notes here. He was known for Yayo was a song, and he was announced by fellow Memphis-based rapper Yo Gotti. And also, y'all probably heard another song by him, "Made Me" as well. So this is. I want to dive into this. So give me a second while I read the article here. This is yet another rapper that is dead at the age of 36 years old. I want to read this. The tragedy was confirmed Saturday night. CMG artist verified Instagram page gone in body, but your name and legacy will live forever. The caption read that was on his Snooty Owl Instagram page. ABC 13 reports that a man was found shot in the neck early Friday in the South Side region of Houston. Authorities say they received reports about gunfire at around 2 a.m. along the England Street. When they discover a man in a ditch next to an SUV, a man has sustained a gunshot wound to the neck and was transferred to a hospital in critical condition. Despite rumors, Snooty was not confirmed dead after news broke. His official Facebook page shared a message that he was fighting for his life. And of course, on the Facebook page, they said on Friday, they said Snoot is not dead, but he's fighting for his life out of respect for his family. Please refrain from sharing anything that is not communicated through his official accounts. Thank you. And then also that was that on yesterday on his official page. And then according to ABC 13, a neighbor captured the shooting on video, which authorities are now reviewing. It looked like he was backed in there. The ditch looks like he backed in there the ditch accidentally. The Houston Police Department said the other vehicle pulled up and folks got out of the car. They were talking for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, gunfire went off. Only one shot, actually. It is unclear if the Houston police have identified any suspects. News of Snooty's death comes more than 3 months after his fellow Memphis rapper Young Dolph was shot and killed. Snooty rose to prominence in 2014 with the release of Yo Gotti assisted single Yayo and Made Me after signing with Gotti CMG imprint in 2013. Snooty delivered his debut EP Go Mo, which was followed by his 2015 tape Ain't No Stopping Me. Gotti spoke about his prodigy in 2016 interview. He said this, "My moments are like when I see an artist like Snooty Owl at a Wingstop and he tell me he just got out of prison, play me a couple of songs and tell me how hard it is for him in the streets." He said, "So I tell him I believe in the music he's created and I'm going to change his life." And 8 months later, his life changed. He performed at the BET Awards, got songs at the top 10 for radio spins in the country, performing on 106 in Park in 8 months, the ish that I enjoy. Okay, and I'm definitely want to read here. They say hip hop people, Bootsy, and the 3-6 Mafia, DJ Paul has since taken to social media to play tribute. They were saying rest in peace to Snooty. I want to make sure that we have all this. Bootsy said, "Rest up, Snooty Wow." And I'm not gonna read the rest because he said the N word kept me laughing. I'm trying to keep it clean, you guys. Give me a second. Let me scroll down. Finish reading all these part of it. So I want to say I've made some phone calls. Made some phone calls in Memphis, And I've also made some phone calls to the Houston police. As of right now, they did not give me any information. They said it was an open investigation. So what I was trying to get to ear on the street and see what was going on, I said, but why was he in Houston? I'm hearing different reports that he was back in the streets and all of this. A little history about him, the research that I've done. He got stabbed when he was 17 years old, and he served 4 years in prison for aggravated robbery. And he was 21 years old when he went to prison. The North Memphis, from North Memphis, and he also have children. I believe he had 4. And I'm saying, like, for people, when I was reviewing his interview with the Breakfast Club, and he was talking, he was saying it was so hard for him to get out of the streets. A lot of these rappers, it need to be a program with these labels that to say, okay, brother, I'm gonna get you out of the street, but I'm going to let you get into counseling so you can, decompress, and we're gonna spoon feed you into the industry. And this is another thing. When things doesn't work out in the industry, telling that he don't doing shows like that, his music ain't really popping, where you gonna go? Because once you're not selling records, once this young man not on the charts, you're gonna go back on the street. You once you're not selling, and a lot of these labels, when they sign these artists, they need to put some they need to tell them and say, hey, and prepare them and say, hey, when you get your first check, make some investments. When you get your first check, don't spend it all. Don't just buy all of this jewelry, because you're going to need this money, because you may run into a dry spell. And so I personally believe in my heart of hearts, because I talked to somebody in Memphis, Tennessee, and they said that Wiley pretty much, he got back into the streets. It wasn't really working for him in the music like that. He got back into the streets and things wasn't going right. So that's what I heard from one of my people that I talked to in Memphis. And so I'm trying to say, for all of these rappers that are dying so young, it's just so sad. They're not even reaching 40 years old. And a lot of times these rappers got one foot in the industry and they got another foot in the streets. And my thing is this: once you get signed, you need to get out of the streets. Do everything that you can to stay out of them streets. And the label should be there to help you to stay out of the streets. But let's be clear, a label is all about making that money. And once you not profitable anymore, once you can't sell a record anymore, once you can't go platinum, once you can't go gold anymore, they're done with you. They wash you away looking for the next rapper. And this is so sad. This young man, he's gone, but he shared something in the Breakfast Club interview that I did have the pleasure of watching. He said that his girl ran off with the children, and he just ran off with the children and left them alone. And now this family is yet grieving. But we must as a community tell these young brothers, hey, if you can't make it as a rapper, get you a trade. Go into college. And one thing that the government should change, that if you get a felony, you should be able to go to get college. You should be able to get a scholarship, and you should be able to get money from the government to go to college. It shouldn't be, if you get a felony, you can't get on food stamps. If you get a felony, you can't apply for student loans. That shouldn't be. When you get a felony, it needs to be special finances to help you get an apartment, special finances to help you get in school, special finance to help you get on your feet, so we don't keep this revolving door, you getting back into the streets. And that's what we need to do. And also with these rappers that are getting this money, I just saw a video, and I was watching Judy Lowe video, and he was on a live with somebody, and they carried a stack of cash. They was literally doing a live with all this money up to their head, and it was $250,000, the young man said that he had. And I'm like, do you have life insurance? Do you have health insurance? Do you have a savings? Are you buying property? Are you buying land? What are you doing with the millions of dollars that you're getting? And you need to understand that. And I think it needs to be mandatory once you get signed that you take an economic class. Once you get signed, we help you with your credit. Once you get signed, we teach you about how to manage your finances. That need to be, because this over and over and over, we seeing these young brothers, black, that is dying in the streets. Dying in the streets. This is not good. It hurt me to see this because he was very talented. I'm not going to get on here and lie and say I was a fan of his music. That I did yayo once I listened to it today to do my research for this show, because I'm not a hip hop head. That's not my story. That's not my background. I mostly like gospel music. But once I got in the news from one of my subscribers, they said, and I saw it in their story, and they said, rest in peace. I immediately said, what happened? This is a young man. Who was that man? And she said he was a rapper. And I immediately went to do my research on this man. I think he had 4 kids, if I'm not, 2 girls. I know he had a boy and the stuff like that. So y'all make sure y'all keep in the prayers. And it's really sad. Gang culture is still prevalent. It's still real. And Duty, I want to say something to this young man family. I'm yet praying for him. But Snooty, wow, he got the name from prison, the wild part. For my research, he was like, I don't know what it is to be off the streets. I don't know what it is. Is it going to Disney? I don't know what it is. So he couldn't, and I really felt for him, because I said, what if this young man was raised in a middle-class house? What if this young man was raised with a mother and a father that financially they're not in the hood, they're in a predominantly good area, predominantly well-off, middle-class black areas with black executives, with black engineers, with black dentists, black doctors? Maybe his story would have been different. And a lot of times when you live in the hood and all you see is gang violence, and you get stabbed, and you join a gang, then you get arrested for aggravated robbery, you get arrested for this and this, it's a problem. But if you take that same person out of the hood, as I look at the show Bel Air, I don't know if any of y'all watched that show Bel Air, and Will in the show was in the neighborhood in Philly, get into a fight with a gang member, get thrown in jail. His mother called his uncle, Uncle Phil, who got money in California, to get him out of jail. And his whole life, that same Will, life changed in the same country, but the money is different. The money, people got money and stuff like it changed his whole idea. But in that, and it's a spoiler alert, because I'm doing this because I'm trying to give a point. So if you didn't see it, it's a spoiler alert. But his best friend, best friend, that he grew up in Philly, had the pleasure to go to Bel Air. They flew him out to Bel Air, and he told Will, "Oh, you're not gonna come back to Philly?" He was like, "No, I want to stay here. I want to see what this about." Oh man, you changing? Oh, you becoming bougie? All this? I'm going back. I'm going back to the streets. So Trey didn't see that it's so much. This world is so much bigger than the hood, than West Philly. The world is so much bigger than the hood in South side of Chicago. The world is so much bigger than the hood of Memphis, Tennessee. But the average black boy, the average black girl that's in the streets don't understand that, because they never been exposed to better. Some have, but I'm speaking about those that have not been exposed to better. So he left and he went back to Philly. He went back to the poverty. He went back to the gangs. He went back to the streets because he couldn't see that. And so to this young man that passed away, what if he was in a different area? What if he had parents that's on Michelle Obama or Barack Obama, President Obama, and grew up in a household with Malia and Shasha? His whole life choices would have been different. Because when you've been dealt poverty, you've been dealt gangs, you've been dealt drugs, and you've been introduced to this stuff, it's quite hard for you to snap up out of that environment. You are blessed when you can get out of that environment and to become successful. This is why rappers and executives and college educated folks that came out from the streets need to come back to the hood and tell these guys to say, hey, your life do not have to be like this. You can actually get up out the hood. You can actually become successful. You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to carjack. You don't have to rob. You don't have to pick up a weapon and shoot and kill your brother or your sister. You don't have to do these things. So we need to start preaching that message. Again, I do send my condolences to Snooty Owl's family. I send my condolence to him. I send my condolence to his children. I send my condolence to his children's mother. And we definitely going to move on. All right, I had to open up with that. I don't know if y'all knew who he was. If y'all, good morning, you guys. Good morning. Can y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. But I reported on this when it first happened, and I was trying to get news, and we still do not. They still have not found the person that that killed Snooty. Wow. So I was up doing some research. I was trying to see like what update information, but from my understanding, they said he was trying to have a better life. He was trying to leave the streets. But in this article, give me a second. In this article here, and this is a picture of him and his fiance. Let me show y'all a picture of him and his fiance. Snooty Owl's fiance. Give me a second. Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, press 1 in the chat. If y'all can hear me. All right, this is a picture of him and his fiance. Beautiful couple, by the way. And but it was a part of this. You see, that's them. And I believe that he was literally trying to, get out of the area and do something better. I've heard 2 different stories from national articles more than make any kind of sense. And I'm like, well, what was the reason? Because when I was reading the article, they said he stole a car. From my understanding, and it was confused. I'm like, did he take a car? Did he steal a car here? Let me read this article from ABC. This is ABC 13. They say rapper Snooty Owl dies in Houston hospital from a gunshot wound to the neck. Police confirm. They said rapper Snooty Owl died Saturday at a hospital in Houston after police said he was found shot in the neck next to an SUV in a ditch. Police said a man identified as Princeton Porter, also known stage name Snooty Owl, was found shot last Friday morning along the England Street near Alice. They said first responders performed CPR on Porter, and at the scene before he was rushed to a nearby hospital in critical condition on Sunday. Police said the 36-year-old had died from his injuries. In an update, Houston police said a woman reported it was her vehicle that ended up in a ditch on Alice Street. According to the Houston Police Department, she told officers that people stopped to assist her. That's when Porter showed up and pointed a gun at her. Let me let y'all see that. Okay, that's what I'm reading, that this pointed a gun at her. Okay, then I'm just reading the article here. And the woman told officers that she ran away and she heard a gunshot. Houston Police Department said, according to investigators, a neighbor caught the entire incident on camera. Porter's fiance, Crystal, spoke to ABC 13 on Sunday and also confirmed he was the one shot at the scene. His fiance, Snooty Owl's fiance, said she met the rapper from Memphis and New Orleans, and they had moved to Houston and have been living in the city for 3 years. They said Snooty Owl's fiance told us that Porter did not have any enemies. So she has no idea who would have shot him. She said they have a 3-year-old together, and the rapper leaves behind a total of 5 kids. A total of 5 kids he leave behind. They said Porter has performed along artists like Yo Gotti. If you have any information regarding the deadly shooting, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-8477. So I'm still trying to get what was the reason, what happened. All right. Um, they said, well, I've heard different stories from national articles. More, none of them made any kind of sense. They said we are live. Yes. So do anybody want to call in? I will drop the link because I was confused and stuff like that. I'm like, was this a robbery gone wrong, or was this gang related? I know I did hear that the fiance said that um it was not, he did not have any enemies, but that's what the fiance said. Maybe she did not know everything about him, that maybe she did not know him that well. Let me see another article here. They said Memphis uh rapper Snooty Owl shot. Oh, give me a second here. Hold on, one of these commercials. Shot and killed what we know. They said Memphis rapper Snooty Owl died a day after he was critically injured in a shooting in Houston, Texas on Friday. Hip hop artist to uh, and he died in an area hospital on Saturday. He was 36. They said what happened. According to a local Houston television station report, Porter was found shot in the neck next to an SUV in a ditch around 2 a.m. Friday on Houston's South Side. Houston Police Department spokesperson Lieutenant Ronald Wilkins told a Houston TV station that Porter accidentally backed into a ditch when the vehicle pulled up and a pair of individuals got out of the car and they was talking a little bit. And then all of a sudden, gunfire went off. Only one shot, actually, Wilkins said. In an update, Houston police officer told the KTRK TV that a woman reported it was actually her vehicle that ended up in a ditch on Alice Street. And according to Houston Police Department, she told officers that people stopped to assist her, and that's when Porter showed up and pointed a gun at her. The woman told officers she ran away and then heard a gunshot. Houston Police Department said, according to investigators, a neighbor caught the entire incident on camera. Who was Snooty Wow? Of course, they up there breaking that down. So that's something I understand. They're like, okay, y'all heard this um, situation. I want to read this. Although his musical output slowed after 2016, his social media account indicated he had moved to Texas in recent years. And they said Snooty Wow was planning a musical comeback. In late January, he charted a forthcoming single titled Respect and teased music from a new album project. Wow. I'm just okay. Okay, it's jobs. Okay. Uh, they say I think the woman that left the car behind has something to do with it. Yeah, I really believe like it's something that is not sticking with me in this story. Cause like, okay, he gets popped in the neck, and this lady said, "Oh, it was her car that was in the ditch," and then she's claiming that he pointed a gun at her, and I'm like, but what happened when these other guys pulled up? It's to me, it does sound like a setup. But I'm definitely gonna keep y'all updated on there. Do anybody want to call in? Because I know it's late. I just had to come on here because it was on my mind to uh review this and give commentary on this. So I will open up the phone lines. I know it's like literally late. Okay, I know I got my UK callers viewers that are viewing it as well. They said something doesn't sound right. Something doesn't sound right. And when I was reading the article, I'm like, either it was gang related, like he was selling drugs and it was like a drug deal went wrong. Is what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just giving my personal opinion when it comes to this. And I'm just keeping it 100% real when it comes to this. And Yes, 100% real. A second. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can open up the phone lines. If y'all want me to open up the phone lines here, give me a second. I'll open it up and see if y'all anybody want to call in. Something doesn't sound right. He was signed to CMG before going to jail as well. They have a lot going on with that label. All right, I'm hearing y'all in here. Wow. So, so I want to know, did he get back into the streets? That's what I want to know. Did he get back into the streets when he was actually doing this? Did he get back into the streets?
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important instructions.
Your show is scheduled to start in 25 seconds.
Give me a second. I'm just reading these. I'm trying to go on these comments and see if I can see any type of clues. And
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And let me see.
Blog Talk Radio.
And I have went through so many comments. I've went through Snootie's comments on his Facebook page. No clues. I went through the comments on his Instagram. No comments. Like I literally went through all of these places and looked for like comments to see what exactly happened. And where I do see is they say it was a set. Most people keep saying it was a setup. So let me actually go on Twitter. Let me see, Snooty Wow. Let me see what it will pop up on my Twitter account here. Give me a second. I do have the phone lines open up, so if anybody want to call in, can call it. Let me see what's going on Twitter. One time, Snooty walk with God. Okay, that was that. They said rapper Snooty had passed away at the age of 36 after being shot in Houston. Okay, we read that. Rest up, Snooty Wow. Kept me laughing. They said rest in peace, Snooty has now reportedly passed away from injuries. Oh, he was an ex-CMG artist. He wasn't on the label when he was killed. He was an ex-CMG artist, is what I'm reading right here. It said another Memphis rapper has been shot and killed just in the last few months. Reports circulating that former CMG rapper Snooty Wild has been shot in his critical condition fighting for his life. Okay, let me go to they said ninjas. Okay, this is one tweet I'm seeing right here. Saying ninjas kill Snooty Wild, and I don't give a F about y'all weird ABs that be saying a celebrity death shouldn't hurt you. Bruh, when you listen to their art and it relates to you, it hurts. The same cause all will never get the chance to relate again. Rest in heaven. So let me go on to his tweets. So I say I met him in prison in Huntsville, one of the coolest, most laid back, most pure hearted type of MF you ever meet. His message reflects his life and was related to anyone that lived it. We lost a good one. He really wanted to make ish better out here. They keep taking talented musicians from the city. Let me see. Tell me about it. Just listen to Here I Go from him and Bruh Really Go. Rest in peace to him. Let me scroll down. Okay, I'm literally just going on here. Rappers who had passed away after reportedly being shot yesterday. Okay. I'm trying to see like if any type of tweets can give me any type of clues here. All right. They said recipe Snooty, it's not safe to be a rapper no more. Snooty Wow Made Me was my soundtrack to the summer 2014. They said I just received a call. My cousin Snooty Wow, former CMG team Yayo, has been shot in the neck and chest in Houston, Texas, fighting for his life. Just booked a flight to Houston. I will update. Okay, this is a cousin, and I'm on Twitter, you guys. Okay, give me a second. This is a cousin. Let me see. For the rap game, the fame, we had to get to the mud. No one would truly understand all the memories. All the lost time pain runs deep in my Boosie voice. Look, cuz you would truly be missed. R.I.P. Paradise King. Let me see. All right. He not saying nothing of any relevancy other than saying recipe to his cousin. Well, that's relevant. I'm just trying to see. I'm just skimming through Twitter right quick, you guys. Recipe Snooty Wow. Houston really got some dark ish going on. Jasmine sat up. Okay. I'm just reading this. Very sad to see it happen. He was one of my favorite local rappers when I lived in Memphis. Wow. Rest in peace to the Memphis own Snooty Wow. I'm just reading the comments. Let me see. They said we don't do no kissing. Rest in peace. Snooty Wow. They said I got a question to all my white congregation. Okay, no, that was that. No, that ain't about Snooty Wow. Wow. RWG Snooty, you will be missed. May God bless you and your family. Watch over your babies and may your legacy live on. I'm still about your music. Pray for Memphis. So I'm just going through all of these tweets and so I'm still shocked somebody murdered Snooty Wow. The AL song was on the radio a lot in 2015. Recipe Snooty Wow. Snooty Wow. I'm just scrolling through Twitter, you guys, to see if I can get any clues. Okay, I don't have any clues. Oh, the New York Post wrote something. Let me see what was that reporting about. The New York Post wrote something. They said Snooty Wild died after being shot in Houston Friday, the second Memphis rapper to be gunned down in recent months. The Yale artist's death was confirmed on his verified Instagram page Saturday evening. Let me see. It looks like he backed into the ditch accidentally. Then other vehicle pulled up and folks got out of the car. Okay. A Houston officer told the outlet they were talking for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, gunfire went off. Only one shot, actually. Wow. So, was an accident that went wrong? They said no one no word or any arrest in the connection with the murder. The news came after rapper Young Dolph, who have a long-running feud with Gotti, was shot down outside a Memphis bakery in a broad daylight ambush. 3 suspects was arrested in connection. Okay, so that was that. So I don't have. Wow, I'm just reading these comments. I don't know what y'all saying in here. I'm just literally scrolling through social media and get to see what's going on in the social media. Give me a second. Let me read y'all comments. What y'all saying here? Give me a second. They say he signed to CMG before going to. Okay, music wasn't popping, so back in the hood and streets you go. Yeah, that's true. It's supposed to be a party that night in Houston. He went to that night allegedly. Really? Could have always gotten a legit job. It's 4 a.m. These record labels have life insurance on these artists. They'd be so excited to sign the contract without reading pages 30-35. That's the life insurance part. Sad. It's ironic. I was listening to his song Yale last month, wondering what he was doing with his career. Then it happened when he was making a comeback. Between him and Dolph, they were both very talented. Wow, you really don't know, like, these young rappers and they're dying at such a young age, and so I was literally going through the comments, and someone said, okay, I'm reading right here on a video. Somebody put a video said Snooty Wild was being followed hours before being shot and killed. Snoop responds. So they said that he was being followed, is what is being said on. And this could also just be people doing clickbait. I can also remember the exact moments I found out. Okay, give me a second. Let me see. So somebody said he was being followed. This situation screen set up, and only people have gained anything from Artist 9 is the record label. But he wasn't on a record label. He was formerly on the record label. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He was formerly, they said both. He was formerly on CMG, but he wasn't. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't signed to CMG when he died. He was formerly signed to CMG. That's what we're reading here. I'm just getting. Wow. I know they said it was signed to CMG, but he was formally signed to CMG from my understanding. Who has the rights to his music? Oh, that's that. Why Wiley he still owed them money. Really? If it's not done with his contract, he still owed them. Okay, so if he signed a contract, he still owed them money? Wow. Really? Wow. So this is a conspiracy here. So let me see. You're telling me that they will let him go. They will pop him because he probably still owe them money. Really? A 360 deal. Okay. Really? He spent most of his career in jail after signing. What? Okay, hold on. Let me let me do some digging here. Let me go now. In a second, I'm gonna do some digging here. Let me go on his Wikipedia page and see where his Wikipedia page is showing. Okay. Memphis, Tennessee. He was born 18. He was born in 1985. Personal life. Had four. He was the father of four children. Stabbed at 17. Was hospitalized. But somebody said he had five children. When I'm seeing here, they said four children. Singles here. Okay, the last time he's been on the charts was 2000 and no non-album single. I think it was 2018. Music videos is still going back to the early 2000s, 2014, 2015. Okay, that's what is going down. But what I'm saying is, let me go back. Let me scroll back up here. I'm reading here. They said while signed under Heartland Entertainment, Wild released his breakout single Yayo, which was produced by K. The song caught the attention of Yo Gotti, who later remixed the song, adding another verse. Gotti included the remix on his 13 mixtape, November 19th. The mixtape, which was released on September 2nd, 2013. The song again remixed by Atlanta-based rapper T.I., which helped its success. Yayo, featuring Yo Gotti, became the official version. It released on digital distribution on February 3rd, 2014. The song debuted at number 50 on the Billboard Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart and number 40 on the Billboard's mainstream R&B Hip Hop charts. On October 2013, it was announced that Yo Gotti has signed Wild to his collective music group, CMG Imprint. In December 2013, it was revealed that Snooty Owl has secure a recording contract with Epic Records. He was since performed several times with Gotti, including Gotti's national tour, and performed at the BB King's in New York City. Wild released his music video for Yayo in March 2014. Wild was performed in 2014 SXSW Interactive. In early 2014, the official remix of Yayo featuring Fabulous, French Montana, Jadakiss, and YG released on the May 13, 2014. The remix appeared on CMG First Collective project with Chapter 1, which was released on May 22nd, 2014. It was 16 tracks, including Fabulous, Jadakiss, French Montana. On May 14, 2015, Wild released the mixtape Ain't No Stopping, which includes the single Rich or Not. In August 2016, he was featured on the track Believe by rapper Master P, which appeared on the label's mixtape G Mixtape. So was he still signed to them? And okay, because I'm seeing like the labels that he was associated with was Heartland and Epic Records. That's what I'm seeing right here. 360 spent most of his career. Who owns the Masters? They're your suspect. I don't know who owned the Masters. That's a good question. I know he didn't own his Masters. That's something I know he owned his Masters. That's something that I don't know about that. Yeah. But y'all, thank y'all so very much. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be back live. Um, Again, I was just doing these short clip videos to talk with y'all. We want to say good morning. Some of y'all I don't really see like that, so y'all was like the little night owl people. So we want to thank y'all so very much. And like I said, if I get some more information on this case, I will be the first to release the information. But I do want to give a special shout out to y'all. This was definitely lit. Talking about this sad, not really lit, but sad, because this is someone's life gonna go when it comes to it. They said, "Good morning, good morning." I'm just trying to get a clue. I don't know. I'm trying to get a clue here, trying to find out who did it. And I went on all the social media. No, like, why did he leave Memphis? You know what I'm saying? Trying to find it. And I don't have I really don't know. Wow. Like my thing is he left Memphis like 3 years ago. And was he in the streets? So that's what I'm trying to see. I hope he was not in the streets though. It to me it do sound like a setup. Press 1 if you think this was a setup. Press 1 if you think this was a setup. Press 2, you think it was not a setup. I want to see what y'all have to say about this. Press 1 if you think this was a setup. Come on the bushes. Press 1 if you think this was a setup. Okay? Press 1. You think this was a setup. Press 1. A lot of people is pressing 1, and I think it was a setup. I really do. I think this was a setup. And in this live stream, I personally believe this had to have been a setup. Like, who was the lady? Where was the video footage? At let me actually YouTube and see if anything will come up. Let me see. Like, see the car coming up. See the they don't. I don't have it. I'm like, I'm trying to find it. It was somebody he knew. That's what y'all say. It was somebody he knew. I have the phone lines open up. Anybody want to call in? Somebody he knew. Wow, that's what I'm thinking. I think it was somebody he knew. They said sometimes no matter how hard you try to remove yourself from the past, it's something that hit you hard in your future. That's a good point. That's a one that comment. I agree 100%. 100%. That is so true. I agree on that. The fact that abandoned her car and him saying set up he didn't get it in a ditch alone. The lady's story sounded very suspicious. It did. The lady's story did sound very suspicious. It definitely did. So I'm gonna do an after show here on Station Head. So if y'all are up, I'm gonna do an after show here on Station Head when it comes to. I'm definitely gonna do a show on Station Head. So give me a second. I'm gonna pull that up, and y'all can join me over there. I know it's late, but I'm up, y'all. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull up. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get this together. All right. Hold on 1 second. They said the lady's story sounded very suspicious. That's what y'all have right here. I'm about to go live on Station Head. I'm just trying to see. 21. Give me a second here. I'm gonna drop it in here. So if y'all in here, they say stay here, boo. I'm about to go on Station here, you guys. I'm still trying to get some update information here. Let me see. Yes, I am live. Okay. Well, we thank y'all so very much. I'm gonna go ahead on Station Head, and I will see y'all then. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. And we will come back if we get some more information. I will be back live in a couple of hours. So I came on and talking about this. So trying to shower, walk, and multitask at its finest. Okay. I'm about to go live on Station Head. So if you have a Station Head account, we will see you live over there. Hey, Sarah. We definitely going live over there. But thank y'all so very much. And I will talk to y'all later. Peace.